Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Zhao on the East-West Show with the G&E TV. Today with me on the weekly update is my good friend Ken Hemming, political commentator. In my eye, he is a fighter for justice. He is a man of a constitution who I adore a lot. Regardless of left or right where he is standing, he stands for Constitution that I really appreciate. And also the fact is that I keep him here. I keep everybody typically to keep the balance of the show, right? To my friend Ken, welcome to the show.
You know, there's nowhere I'd rather be, Jack, than with you and your viewers. Yeah. And so it's an honor for me to be here.
Should we tell our audience that we are operating out of the hospital room?
Well, I wanted to tell your viewers because Jack and I both have pretty serious colds right now.
Very cold.
And so I said, let's tell them that this is a remote from our hospital room. But we're here, and I'm proud of Jack. Shows up every day, no matter how he's feeling. I'm real proud of you.
Thank you very
The show
much.
must go on, Jack, and you live that.
I would never give up doing the show.
You live it.
Well, anyway.
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. And we love our audiences.
Absolutely.
And I believe vice versa.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Now, for this weekly update, there are lots of big subjects to talk about. I would say that among all the subjects, the coming up meeting between Donald Trump and the Kim Jong-un would probably be the one on the very top. Do you agree with me?
Maybe 4 to 6 weeks away. I mean, we're getting close to May. It's going to be the end of May. I'd like it to be on my birthday, May 23rd, but or at the start of June. And then our CIA director, Pompeo, just as we have been informed, secretly went to North Korea and met with their leader.
They met or they're meeting?
Not Trump, but Pompeo.
Yeah, Pompeo.
They met. Yeah. He met with the leader of North Korea. And in that, supposedly, North Korea has agreed to move ahead with this concept of denuclearization and allowing American troops to still be in South Korea. That's big because it would have been a deal breaker. There are probably some other deal breakers we don't know about yet. But that if he said, no, you got to get the American troops out of there, President Trump wouldn't have gone.
How much are you anticipating, positivity out of this meeting? Of course, right after Pompeo, we'll talk about Donald Trump himself be there.
Right.
And prior to Pompeo, though, Kim Jong-un paid a secret visit to China.
Yes, sir.
Right. The news hasn't confirmed it. However, everybody knows it.
Right.
Even the street dog knows it.
Right. Street dogs.
Went to China, and they had a little.
Right. So what do you think?
After that,
President Xi says.
After that. People started to see trains going that way.
Okay.
Right.
Loaded
trains going that way, going east.
From China to North Korea?
Yes. Across the bridge.
Of course, that's breaking the sanctions that they had agreed to.
No.
I'm sorry.
What it sounds to me is that, they are kind of to the verge of dying.
Right. North Korea.
Okay, yeah.
The people starve.
Kim must have begged to say, hey, give me some food.
Yep.
Or we're dying.
Yep.
Right? From a humanitarian point of view, there might be some conditions, right? Might be some questions. Say, we want you to do this or to do that. And that must be some kind of the prerequisites, right? All promises are made, and China started luring something. Hey, here it is.
Well, China has the strength plus the allure, plus the ability to help them.
All right, and then looks like a quick turn to push for the meeting between him and Donald Trump.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would say China's visit give a little push for him to see more twilights of the coming meeting, and then he actually, as a matter of fact, he invited himself first.
Okay, sure.
He invited first.
Made it known that he was available.
Yeah. Right. So I would say one push here, and then he goes home, and send the invitation, and Donald Trump accepts, right?
Yes.
And Pompeo
he
is
did accept
here now,
right away.
Is in Pyongyang.
Right.
With the second secret visit.
And no one knew Pompeo went.
And then Donald Trump says, "I will go."
Yeah.
Right.
See, right now they're working out, what is important to each side, okay? Now, one thing that I haven't even heard discussed yet, but, you can't trust North Korea, of course, okay? He's a liar and not a very fine fellow. But so we have to have our people, Americans, in there to verify the disassembly of their nuclear.
Exactly.
See, and I want to feed the people on North Korea. I mean, they are starving every day. Tons starve to death, and we don't want that. We'd like to see, of course, everybody talks about reunification of North and South Korea. Well, the North Korean dictator would like to bring South Korea in and all of its wealth, which won't happen. And maybe it could go the other way, where he could still be like the governor of North Korea.
That could be a very possible consequence.
I hope something humane allows the people to have a future of adequate nutrition and safety.
After all, it's going to be a kind of like a barter, pretty much a
Barter
barter
system, yeah.
Kind of like a treat.
Yes, sir,
Right?
it will.
So, hey, I want this, and Kim might say, I want that. Right?
But yeah, because then I'd like to have an embassy there, have them have an embassy here, have our people and their people interfacing with us on a regular all the time
And
to build the confidence.
They must allow the appearance of the existence of American troops.
Right.
To witness
Right.
the progress.
Right. And scientists.
Yeah. And the Thai scientists too.
Yeah.
And they can't say, or we can't
we're
say,
going to do it, yeah.
we trust you. We let Donald Trump trust him.
We can't do that.
And then one visit, Donald Trump goes home,
Yeah.
they started doing the business next day.
Right. They could.
Right? So say, actually do it. And then we send American troops, American scientific workers, or supervisors, all
Right.
to supervise the actual movement
Yeah.
of
right.
their destroy.
Yeah, and what I'm worried about is in the negotiation when Trump was there, if they get firm on some demand on us that we can't do, President Trump said he'd just stand up and say thank you and walk out of the meeting. Because that's what he's always said in his book, too, The Art of the Deal. You've got to be able to walk out of the meeting, and then it might reconvene with a greater sense.
He says that even before his inauguration,
Yeah.
that you got to be able to walk away
Walk
from
away.
Negotiation.
Right.
As a businessman,
As the technique.
Yeah, he always knows what is the time to walk away
Yeah.
from a negotiation table. That always brings it back.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
most of the time.
Okay. That's exactly my question. That's exactly my next question. Suppose if some kind of bargain
Yes, sir.
called exchange conditions
Yes, sir.
are overboard,
Okay.
right? And the Trump is so angry, stands up, say thank you, very nice meeting you,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes home. And what is next?
Right.
Should the next be the military attack?
No, we will not do it just preemptively, just for the heck of it. But they haven't, to our knowledge, and we have pretty good knowledge, haven't tested more missiles, ICBMs carrying a nuclear weapon that could get to America. They've stopped testing because we can hear the test, we can feel it, there's, why should the leader of North Korea, the dictator, want suicide? Because if he keeps going, we will eliminate him. And that.
After all,
we don't want that.
After all,
yeah,
that's their only way to get fed.
Is to allow some sort of a truce.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And also, the Korean War is still a war.
There is almost no production of any kind there.
No, not
right.
Yeah.
Speaking of agriculture, it's almost dying. There's no crops growing. Right. Speaking of industry, there's no business, no production, all there. All they hold is the way to be playing nasty. The nastier I get, the more I get.
Then they think they can keep bribing people,
yeah.
Which they bribed $4 billion out of President Clinton. Now, he meant well, but it was a total disaster.
No, this is the way. When I get nasty, I get rewarded. So that's the thing.
I want you to go get nasty and get a big raise today. Okay?
So
good idea.
And then either you get it, or if you want me to stop playing nasty, give me my stuff.
Right.
Give me food.
And America's succumbed to that before, and they never stop. This is a new era.
One thing for sure, that if Donald Trump can stop North Korea getting the nuclear weapons, he's going to be
an eternal hero.
Eternal hero. He's going to be historical.
It'll be great for the world, not just North Korea, Japan, South Korea, China, and America, for the whole world.
Yes,
it's a real problem that's on the horizon, and if it can get resolved, then we can move on in peace. Because we're not trying to change the regime.
And of course, to Donald Trump, that's reputation. That's the biggest reputation.
It's pretty big one.
You could ever earn.
He is a deal maker. I've read his book.
All right, my dear friends. Today's weekly update, we first touch base with you on the subject of the North Korea situation. And hopefully something good to happen. And things are changing from south to the north. Well, which is not bad. And Donald Trump is almost there, will be there to visit, to see what will happen. And then to the public, we want to keep our eyes peeled, see what's happening there. All right. So
and where they meet.
Yes, of course. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences, ladies and gentlemen, my dear fellow Americans. Welcome back to this time's weekly update. With me today is my good friend, Mr. Ken Hemming. Mr. Ken Hemming is also known as a book writer. His book, Life Simple, 100 Words Lived by this thick 100,000 words, is really something. Mostly good to young people, to teenagers.
Yes. Earlier the better.
And the best part is that it is a bilingual. It is English versus Chinese. Well, that's the beauty of it. So you can exercise English from it. You can exercise Chinese with that book, and most importantly, what it tells philosophically, it is very, very strong message. For that, I give him a big hand. Right?
Thank you, Jack. I live by every word in that book.
Sure.
That's my soul.
Yes. In today's update, we are touching base with you about what's happening, what's big of the past week. We confirmed that the secret visit by the Secret Service, by the
Pompeo, yeah,
to Pyongyang would probably be the one which paves the way for Donald Trump's visit. That will probably happen in May somewhere.
I can't wait.
Yeah. It says the coming weeks. The coming weeks could be next week. Could be 2 weeks. Could be 3.
They're working out details.
Yeah,
But
they're
it will
working
be a
out
miracle
details, right.
because from the time that President Trump agreed to the meeting, it'll only be 2 or 3 months. Normally that takes 2 years to plan something like this dramatic. They just make it happen.
On one hand, I would say, on one hand, you will see the silence of China from China's side, right? On the other, secretly, China has done something to
Yes.
overturn the situation.
I think so.
Yeah, and Donald Trump the other day says in one of his speech that he likes Xi Jinping. He is a good friend of mine. He is helping us, so on and so forth, referring to, well, you know, without having to handpick the issue. From the turn of the situation, though, you will find out that a secret visit to Beijing from Pyongyang must have done something to the change.
Yes.
That's why
China has the power.
That's why Xi Jinping gave him a little reward and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, here's what you want."
Right.
Something like that.
Some food, maybe.
There's some food, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. You know, from that condition, anything will be good.
Anything.
Anything will be good. They're starved to death, right? Okay.
Every day,
Yeah.
many starve to death.
So
Very sad.
I hope that China and the United States on this North Korea nuclear issue would becoming even more closely in collaboration, so that together we want to cultivate into a situation that people start to see a nuclear-free
Yeah.
Northern Korea peninsula.
Right.
Right.
We're praying for it.
And following that could be the reunification of the North and the South,
Yeah, that's a tough one.
which, if you ask the people, they want it.
They want it.
They want it.
See, and it's a real problem too, just to do that reunification, even if you could kind of politically somehow get along. But because North Korea is so poor, it would be a tremendous sacrifice on South Korea's part, a tremendous cost to help them then have a better life. Just like when they opened up East Germany going into West Germany. It was
Speaking of,
really tough.
The land might be big, but the population,
right.
population, not that much.
23 million, 24 million.
Due to the, given the economic power of South Korea, they would be capable of handling it. They would be capable.
And maybe
They
with
are capable
our
of
help
handling
and other help.
Of course. And also you have the international aid.
Right,
Yeah. From China, for example.
right.
That's the closest. From the United States, Japan will do something.
China could feed them all.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, of course,
Japan
yeah.
will do something.
Right,
No, Russia, forget Russia.
Forget Russia.
Russia doesn't want to get anything positive.
No, they can't.
I don't think they will do anything positive. Right.
No.
Okay, anyway, okay, we're so glad. And then as a conclusion, I would say if in the hands of Donald Trump, or during the time of Donald Trump's presidency,
Right.
things could change, then Donald Trump will be remembered historically. All right, let's move. James Comey is another issue that caught the public eye in a big way, I believe, in a big way.
Real big.
In a big way. So to the public, though, I believe that you will probably give us an overall story or picture about what's in the beginning, what's later on, what he has done, and until today, till present day. What is the whole thing? What about him, please?
Well, as a very overall picture, the whole Democratic Party leadership and those that lean to the left, like the leadership of the FBI did, clearly, with just hateful emails and communications between members of the leadership and the FBI about Donald Trump, they all expected Hillary was going to win. So I believe with their comfort and expectation that Hillary was going to win, kind of no matter what, they just ignored the law. They said, we don't have to respect the law. And they're law enforcers, the FBI, the Department of Justice. But they said, we could just forget the law because nobody will ever know what we're secretly doing to try to make Trump lose, or if he gets in, to try to make him fail. But now what's happening, and it's real exciting, because all of the information's coming out about how much collusion there was among the leaders in the FBI, the Department of Justice, the Obama administration, Loretta Lynch, et cetera, to bring down Trump. And now it's coming together, and Comey, he was the FBI director, he was fired for, well, he has lied under oath, what they have on tape. Andrew McCabe, who was also second at the FBI, who has been recently fired because criminal charges are going to be brought against him. Now when you hear McCabe and Comey talking about each other, they're dissing each other. They're kind of opposed to each other. It's going to be real, because they're both lying, or at least one's really lying. They both have lied under oath. And people have gone, many people have gone to prison for lying to the FBI, and lying to Congress under oath.
I really seek for a non-partisanship comment, right?
Well, it's impossible.
From a non-partisanship point of view, though, if the FBI supposed to be a department of the government, yeah,
right,
is he supposed to entitle for their own investigation whenever, whatever, or whichever necessary?
They should have no ideology, political ideology, and should understand the law, how to enforce it, and when it's broken, and to prosecute it.
I myself do not see the benefit if Hillary Clinton wins.
Well, not to our citizens.
And then I did not see why Donald Trump will take the opposite side of the same thing. But the thing is that when James Comey, as the director of FBI, when he started the investigation, does he, to your take, does he have to take orders from the president?
Well,
does he have to follow the directions where the president is pointing?
Well, no, he doesn't have to. However, he does work. The Department of Justice and the FBI are part of the administrative of our three offices: Congress and the Supreme Court and administration, executive branch. They're a part of it. But there's about 50-some thousand FBI agents. 90% are marvelous servants to America.
Yes, I agree. I do agree.
But the leadership somehow got politicized and became partisan and ignored our own laws to try to go for their agenda. And I hope the FBI can survive, because right now the FBI agents as a whole are very ashamed of James Comey and Andrew McCabe and what they've done.
Not necessarily.
Very necessarily.
Okay, let's go back to the very early days.
Yes, sir.
To the very early days when Donald Trump has just started his presidency.
Yes, sir.
Right? And the FBI department had two investigations to do. They can either continue to investigate on Hillary Clinton with the email stuff, which Comey himself, declared excused, right?
Which was not his power to do that.
Oh, no, anyway.
Yeah,
okay.
That was foolish.
Well, okay, now, he says, there are two subjects to investigate.
Right.
Well, the Hillary Clinton's email or the quote-unquote Donald Trump and the Russian relationship, or Russian
alleged
interference. The alleged Russian interference to the election,
right?
To Donald Trump. No, now at that very point, though, was that James Comey's job to decide which way to go?
Well, actually, he did not have the power to decide that in either case. Well, Loretta Lynch, who
has the power?
The Department of Justice, Loretta Lynch would have. But after he went on for 13 out of 14 minutes saying all of these things that Hillary Clinton did,
and he declared
everybody then
the case excused, to everybody's surprise,
to everybody's shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that was to my shock too.
It was. I fell off the chair. But see, he didn't have the power to.
He let her go.
Yeah, but he didn't have the power to. It really has no effect what he did, except it stopped progress because he would have recommended indictment to the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch. That's who has the power to prosecute. The FBI does not prosecute.
Okay.
So
he
usurped power.
For that, he was fired.
As he should have been.
Of course, all right. Good.
Right, you're right.
My dear friends, and it's kind of like a chain reaction, all right?
It's terrible.
It's one caused the other, and on and on and on. All right, good. Now, okay, let's take a short moment now. Today with me on the weekly update is my good friend, my brother, Ken Hemming. I joke still these days that we're the brothers of the same mother.
We are. I'm proud of it.
All right. We hold the ideology sometimes so solid, and even though we fight, we argue all the time, but we all make a point clear. The point being that we want to do the things to stick to Constitution, which is a guideline the whole country anyway. All right. Now, let's take a very short moment out. When we come back, we'll continue. And by the way, both he and I had a little condition here.
We do.
We're kind of so affected by the cough, the cold, and to me with the allergy on top. I don't know, allergy over what?
And we're here because of our love for your viewers.
Of course. And there might be some deficiency to the expression whatsoever. You will accuse us, all right?
Yeah.
We know you,
Yeah.
right? So stay with us. Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show Jack Chow on the East West Show with Ken Hemming, my dear friend, my lovely brother. We're on the weekly update. We're picking up those important issues for the past week, over which we found first the North Korea situation, the coming visit by Donald Trump, and then we found the James Comey, a big subject. From that, we went to the very beginning of the problem between him and Loretta Lynch, all right?
Right.
And the declaration of having Hillary Clinton excused after 15 minutes of a long speech.
Unbelievable.
Of accusing her,
right?
Which by logic is it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's a joke. For example, if I say Ken Hemming is a good guy, right? I use 15 minutes to emphasize that Ken is good, Ken is good, Ken is good, Ken is very good. So as a conclusion, therefore I declare Ken is a bad guy.
Right, exactly, right. It was 100%.
I was caught right away.
The whole world was.
Yeah, I was caught right away.
I was in shock.
I was on the way to work. I was shocked when I heard that.
Yeah.
Ken is a good guy. Ken is a good guy. No, let's reverse it.
It was the other one.
Let's reverse it. Ken is a bad guy.
Right, bad guy,
Ken is a bad guy. Ken is a bad guy. In the year of XYZ, he did such a bad thing.
Right.
In the year of ZXY, he did another bad thing. A bad guy, a bad guy, a bad guy. Therefore, Ken is a good guy.
And he's free. Right. We were not going to chase him.
That goes the head. We're not going to the chastise game.
It was freaky. It was a freaky experience in my life.
So interesting, so funny. Could that, I was asking, could that be the fact that he's not speaking his own mind?
Well, you know, he had a great reputation, okay?
Yes.
And that reputation has been toasted.
Very smart and clear-minded guy. And his IQ is above you and above, especially above me.
Well, you know, I actually doubt it, because we would never, you know, most very intelligent people won't be so foolish in how they live their life.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right, right.
I'm saying, for a guy with an IQ
Yeah.
that much, wouldn't have done something with the 180-degree contradictions
Right.
to himself.
Yeah, yeah. It
That's
was.
why I'm asking, was he speaking of his own mind?
Well, you know, that's the good point, because
Yeah.
don't forget, he wrote an exoneration letter for Hillary Clinton, clearing her of all charges 2 months before they even interviewed her, and he didn't ever even interview her. They had no notes from the interview,
Okay, anyway.
and it was just the social tea.
To that very point, though, mystifying point,
Yes, sir.
right after his declaration of let Hillary Clinton go free, he was fired.
He was shortly thereafter.
All shortly after.
Yeah.
Could you see they are interrelated?
Well, you know,
Interrelated.
Sure, but he also intentionally four Comey memos that he wrote after meetings with President Trump, and he had a lot of meetings with Obama. Never took any notes, never know nothing. Okay, he had evil intentions, and nobody knows if what he wrote in his memos after these meetings is the truth or not. Only he and the president know.
I'm only saying that from a public point,
Yeah.
neutral point.
Yes.
I'm not tilting to the side of he should keep on with the acquisitions to Hillary Clinton until such and such. Neither am I saying that Donald Trump is doing wrong to fire him. I'm just saying, as the head of FBI, though, when he does things, he is such a 180 degrees contradiction to himself.
Correct. That's correct.
I would say
He has no consistency.
I would not doubt his own quality. I would doubt there must be something above him or under him.
Well, right. Well,
or to the side of him. Keep pushing.
and I think that goes all the way with very possibly Obama, Hillary, all the other FBI people, Loretta Lynch, all really planning on doing whatever they can to destroy President Trump.
Loretta Lynch, for example.
yeah.
Loretta Lynch, for example, could be the one.
She could very well be the one that says we're going to do this. Yeah.
Could be the one, right?
She had a lot of power, and as we know, she snuck in a meeting with Bill Clinton on an airplane.
And yet Comey, still wanted to say what he had prepared to say.
Yeah, right.
That's why he finished his 15 minutes of speech.
And then let it go.
And then...
But no prosecutor could win this case. It'd be easy. I want Rudy Giuliani, who is now on Trump's legal team. I love the guy's mind, and he's a warrior, okay, for legal justice.
Okay, now
ex-mayor of New York City.
And the second part of the important thing is that his book is his book. All right.
Yep.
And then when he says about the loyalty thing,
right,
that Donald Trump had once requested him,
right,
must have. Right.
Well,
so was he telling the truth? Was he not?
Well, it's hard to know. But in one of the memos that he wrote, he said that the president had requested that he be, a loyal supporter of the president's agenda. And in his memo and in his book, he said he told the president he would have that. So who knows what the truth is? Because he's saying exactly on these TV shows he's doing and in the book and in the memo something opposite of what he said. He said, of course, I would never give my loyalty, but then he says he told the president he would have it. So, and I don't know if the president even asked for it.
Donald Trump has had asked his loyalty. That, to my knowledge, nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with it.
If I'm the
I'm loyal to you.
Yeah, but I'm the president of this room, though.
Right.
I would ask you to be loyal to me.
I'm loyal to you and Mr. Sue. Of course I am.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. And then for you to say yes or no is your freedom.
Yes, sir. Right.
You might have said
Good point.
Yes. You might have said no.
Right.
His problem is that one way on his memo he says he didn't say.
Right.
Right. He requested, I rejected.
Right.
And then in his book, he says, yes, I gave.
Right, I know, it's crazy.
Yes, I gave. I gave my promise.
He needs to read his own memos.
To be royal, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, could be the fact that he forgot what he says.
And I have a prediction too. He's really tarnished the reputation of the FBI. I mean, it's clear. So hopefully they can recover. But now he's out just acting like a 6-year-old in a sandbox when someone threw sand in his eyes and saying the most ridiculous, nasty things about President Trump that just don't belong in a conversation anywhere. He's just nasty, and I predict that there will be occasions in bookstores when he's out there signing books when people will get on his case real bad. Okay, I could see Bikers for Trump going in and buying some books. I'd love to go in there and buy his book, have him sign it, and then just light it on fire, because it's a fantasy for his own ego. He's feeding his ego. He thinks he is somebody,
No.
and he's not anybody.
We should also look at it from other perspective. The other perspective should be, at least, Donald Trump is the president of the United States. He has the power to hire and to fire, right? But looking at his hiring and the firings, more than 27 the other day.
Nothing wrong.
When they counted.
Yeah.
Something wrong with the presidency, something wrong with people around the presidency, or something wrong with the people or whatever outside the presidency.
See, most people that
otherwise you never ever in the United States history, when you check about the presidency during the first year, though, having fired that much.
Jack, listen to this carefully, okay? All of the other presidents have worked in politics with many people over decades to become president of the United States. So they knew these people. They were all into the details of politics and how to work within the political system. President Trump, all of his people he brought in, they're not politicians, and so they're learning how to do. Politicians, and Trump can teach a lot of people how to do things right, I'll tell you. And so then, if somebody doesn't satisfy his vision for their function in his administration, you should get rid of them. Obama had cousins he hadn't met that got appointed to jobs with good salaries, okay? And they just left him there. That's just a fact.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do. I think I'll bring you a list.
The cousin brother is in China. The cousin brother is in China, Guangzhou.
Well, no, I'm talking about Obama.
Yeah, Obama. Yeah. Yes, Obama. Yeah.
But anyway. It's settling in, and now when he's got people like John Bolton and Pompeo, as very key players.
I'm only asking the fact that why would him? I mean,
because they didn't have a political
much?
Because they didn't satisfy his vision for their function.
One would have taken it. All right, my dear audience.
That's why.
So much for this segment, and when we when we come back after this break, we will continue to see what exactly. When we put it all together for last week.
Yes,
so
sir.
Stay with us. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audience. Welcome back to the show. Jack Zhao on the East West Show with my dear brother, Ken Hemming. This past week, though, there are lots of things that caught the public eye. We took a few to talk about that we believe they're on top. Back to James Comey, though. James Comey, my dear audience, I have a little advice to offer to you. Do not look at it single-handedly.
Okay.
Because there's kind of a multiplied situation there, okay? And I believe that we have laid little layers of different ways of understanding, even including the fact that to a smart guy as smart as James Comey, he wouldn't have done something that kind of in almost a joke way, right?
Only on his own self, right? You're probably right.
Yeah, back to the point that the last segment,
Yeah.
we were questioning why would Donald Trump have fired as much as 26 or 27. I lost the count. The other day I did. I lost the count of all the firings, right? Why? But anyway, so many. And the checking with the American history, at least the recent history though, there are some firings, not that much, even especially during the first year of his presidency.
Well, and also, though, he wasn't a politician, Jack, as I said, and also Kelly fired some of these people. Trump didn't go right to their nose with each one of these. Kelly fired a bunch of people when he came in. John Bolton is firing a bunch of people now as our national security guy. And so it's the evolution of this administration and the pursuit of the agenda.
Just
and
now
I support it.
Just now you made a very important point, but you backed off from it. You're saying that he had been a businessman himself. He has never been in the political arena himself. So all of a sudden, when getting into it, he realized the things around him, he keeps on firing.
Well, he's not firing just for fun.
Even the replacement for a few days, for a few hours gets fired. And could be things that could also be a description about what he's in.
Well, I support his decision when he fires whoever he chooses to fire, because he's strengthening his team.
I know that you support him. That's not a doubt.
Like, for example, though, the one guy that was only 10 days, he was the press secretary, Scaramucci or something. Scaramucci comes out there and all he was doing was being an actor for his own glory. And he did a horrible job, and so they got him out of there right away.
That's his impotence, so to speak.
He was I love it.
Not lots of political color.
No, he's a great guy, but he's self-centered.
Those firings, those firing was, he's a selfie guy.
Yeah, right.
A
selfie guy, right.
Selfie guy, yeah.
Very good phrase.
A selfie guy. And I'm talking about those with a strong, intensive political color.
Well, like Tillerson, the Secretary of State Tillerson, a spectacular guy, but he did not support the agenda to the degree that President Trump wanted his support on.
To make point clear, though, my audience is, if you keep on watching my show, you will find out I'm changing. I'm shifting myself. I used to go against him a lot. Now I came kind of to the middle, especially nowadays when I started seeing those things that he's pushing at, especially for the nuclear of the North Korea situation.
That's huge.
I started to like him a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going against him totally. Not necessarily. I'm speaking for him. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to see is that when people are around him, okay, now here's the deal. Here's the guy coming into the White House, right? Into the Oval Office. And then here's the package that goes with the office.
Right.
Okay, here's the package, right? I don't think Donald Trump or any president of the United States could handpick all those 4,000 people.
No, not by himself.
Around him, right? Not by him.
Right.
And then
correct.
To the presidential package.
Right.
Okay, goes along with it. Okay, here's the president. Here is the package that goes along with it.
Yeah.
When he looks around at the package, though, he gets surprised.
Maybe shocked.
And he started firing.
Right. Well, see, and also so many of the people, like there's a lot of people working in the White House and in the administration. A lot of them were Obama appointees, and I really think he should have fired anyone that Obama appointed, which some presidents have done, and just made sure he had his own people, because there was such shock that he won the election and such a desire to make him fail.
That's not surprising me, because over the past there are some cross-line appointment, and that not surprising.
Oh no, there's some good appointments.
The thing is that they are over-dragging each other. They're over-dragging each other. That's the problem, right.
Yeah, but the problem's getting less and less. We're moving forward. The economy is kicking rear end right now, real nicely. Okay, the number of people on food stamps is down a couple million. There's 3 million jobs have been created. People have got tax cuts. You're taking home a little more in your paycheck. People are doing that, and yet the Democrats want to reverse the tax cuts and raise taxes. They think that's better. Well, it's not better, okay? And so we have such hatred against the success of America in the middle class people. And I just want everybody to calm down and appreciate the fact that we're going to have a 3% or more growth in our economy again, which never happened under Obama.
2 days ago, we had a very wonderful seminar.
Yes, sir.
When you were invited as a panel speaker.
Right.
That you were too sick to come over.
I would have infected people.
At that seminar to promote Joe Shamas.
Right.
Commander Joe Shamas from U.S. Navy to U.S. Congress for the 9th District. At that seminar, one panel speaker, Mr. Shahinian, he made a point that now we're talking about Dow Jones getting to
24.8 now. Yeah, it was 26.
It was 26 record high.
From 18.
Right. And unemployment rate dropped to 14 years on a record low, something like that. How come we still see more homeless, for example, in LA County?
Well,
we still see more of the opioid pandemic problems.
I can tell you why.
Yeah. So why?
Well, because if you look at the area, San Francisco, LA County's got 58,000 homeless, Baltimore, Chicago, et cetera. You go around there, all municipalities that are run entirely by the Democratic politicians. I believe there's hope that we could get another Republican governor in California.
Louisiana, for example.
Well, I don't know what your example is, okay?
Yeah, Louisiana.
But I'm just saying that all of these red states, okay, no, what are they, blue states, but where the Democrats have been in for 40 years, because they're practicing socialism, which doesn't work economically. They want a one-payer system for health care in California, Jack, and they were all excited about this. Good, everything's going to be free for everybody in California, till they estimated the cost to be $400 billion a year, and they have no money to pay for that. So now it's backed off.
You're socialism.
Socialism doesn't work. Go to Venezuela. Go anywhere you want. It doesn't work. Bernie Sanders is an idiot in that all the things he wants, there's no way of paying for them.
There's also an ideology in the political possibilities. There could be a way. All right.
If America goes to heck.
I suddenly realize we're over time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, we enjoy each other so much that we forget track of the time, but it's good. My dear audience, today we wraps up this week's update. It's a very meaningful update with more positivity than negativity. I would say one of those very, very important updates. So we'll see you next week. Until then, we say goodbye.
And you're in our hearts.